There we go. Just let it run in the background. So Casey, what's your role here?
I am the Director of Customer Experience. Let me close the door.
You're in charge.
It might get loud out there. I manage a small team of 8.
8 in your department or
yes.
across the business? Okay.
8 in my department, 35 total. Everybody's here in New York, which is awesome, in this office actually, and so there's a lot of collaborating.
How long have you guys been in business?
About 2.5 years.
Okay, not long.
Yeah, and I actually just joined the team about 6 months ago.
Okay.
So I'm relatively new.
Okay.
And when I started, there weren't a lot of metrics being tracked, including customer satisfaction. So it was on the list to add. So like I mentioned, we haven't been a customer of yours for very long, but it has been exciting because it was part of us like launching basically our individual metrics program, so the team could really look at how they're doing and look on how they can improve, and how we're doing as a team also.
So how did you find it? Oh, so you were doing nothing originally.
I joined the team and there's nothing.
Okay. Why, when you came in, did you think there needs to be something? I know that may be an obvious question, but
yeah.
What were you looking? So why were you looking for something?
I mean, we needed a benchmark. So when you're coming in basically empty-handed and you're not really sure what the issues are, it's hard to put together a plan of improvement. So it's really just like, hey, let's just test the waters and see how we're doing. So there's obviously a need for it. I think there's a conversation going on in like the CX industry, which is this even the right question to be asking customers? Should we be focusing more on effort? I don't know if you're familiar with the customer effort score.
Yeah, we've written about that actually.
Yeah, and so it's something that we're continuously exploring, which is like, what are we really doing with this data, and then what does it really mean to us, and what does it really mean to the customer?
Yeah.
But I think it's important for the team to really gauge to know, how's it going. Besides just replying to an email and saying, hey, thanks for your help, it is also really good reinforcement for the team knowing they feel like we have the we started syncing up to Zapier, so it goes to our Slack.
Okay.
So the team can see all of the comments, and every time they get like a gold star or a red star. And it also just has the opportunity to strike up conversations about like why it was a gold star and why it was a red star, or in between.
Sure. Well, that's cool. You
more
than. You skipped ahead, but that's absolutely fine by me. No, that's absolutely fine. I'm assuming you found us online, you Googled around, all the rest of it.
I actually found it from a different brand. So
I should have actually asked the question rather than assuming. Tell me, Casey.
Yeah. Well, I obviously did my research, so I looked at other softwares too, but the main reason that I chose Customer Thermometer is because it was embedded into the emails. Okay. In my role as like looking at the customer experience as a whole, I'm trying to it's really about effort. So effort also includes like how many times we reach out to the customer.
Yep.
I find it painful when brands send an additional email asking the customer to spend more time, more information that we're gaining from you. I think it's a really high effort for the customer. And it's not everyone wants to participate. And every time you get an email from a brand, it could be somewhat, it could change your perspective of the brand.
Intrusive, really. Potential,
exactly. That's a good way to put it.
Annoying.
Yeah, I personally find it extremely annoying when I get it from brands. And I try to think it from a customer standpoint. Like, it's important data to have for our team, but I want to get it without being intrusive. And so I actually am a really big fan of the brand Glossier,
who are just down the road, and I'm going to see tomorrow.
Nice.
Actually.
Well, you can tell them that I'm a fan, and
I certainly will.
I mean, just being in this industry for several years, I just pay attention. So every time I get the email from someone, I know like, oh, that's a Zendesk one, or like, oh, that's a Stella one, and then I came across the Glossier one, and they had like a very on-brand one with their smiley face.
They moved, actually, slight aside, but they moved from Zendesk to Customer.
I heard that, yeah.
And I met with Customer this morning, because we've got a few joint customers going on now. One of our favourites is Chubbies. Chubby
that.
Shorts. We just love being English. That name, yeah, as in as in beach shorts and stuff like that.
Huh.
So they have. They're about to become a joint customer. So we've got a bunch of joint customers now. So I thought, right, let's go and meet them and see how we can, because they don't have any native ratings inside the customer app.
Right.
So it works very nicely. But that's who Glossier moved to.
Yes, I did. And I've been aware of customer for about a year now. Before when I was at the different brand we were exploring moving to it. It definitely has a nice interface, and I'm sure it has a lot of pros. Zendesk is just a beast.
So is that what you use?
Zendesk.
Your Zendesk users. Okay.
Yeah.
So you found us. Thanks to Glossier, and I will absolutely thank them tomorrow. Simple to set up, Katie, and please be honest. How did you find the whole thing?
It was relatively simple. I had a couple conversations with Jim, who's lovely.
We like Jim. He is lovely.
Yeah.
He is lovely.
Honestly, I think I had a couple questions. The interface was slightly hard to use. I think more of it's once I got set up, it's now what?
Okay.
And I honestly, to be completely honest, I probably haven't even put enough time and effort into the reporting, which I definitely need to explore more. We're running weekly reports based on it, but it'd be great. And I don't even know if it exists in the platform, but if you can see week over week or against other agents, all of that stuff. So I need to really dive a lot deeper.
So your
into
focus right now is that push out to the team. Really, that's
right.
what that's there for. Okay.
Yeah, I think I only set up the Zapier maybe 2 weeks ago, so it's
early days.
Baby steps. We're going in the right direction.
Okay. So what? I know you've not been using it long, but how are your customers perceiving it? I mean, what are you learning? What sort of feedback are you getting already that you didn't have previous to using us?
Yeah, I mean, the feedback is what I expected, to be honest. I think it's really beneficial for the team to hear it. Before I set up the Zap to send it or Slack, I was just getting emails, and I was like, ooh, this is just information that is great for me to read, but seems like such a loss when the team doesn't actually get to read the feedback. But it sparked conversations as far as negative feedback that we've gotten. Usually because it's on Slack, anyone who received a yellow or red star will usually explain what happened. It's usually good opportunities to be hey, this policy, it's usually around a policy or something like that. It's let's review this policy because the customer obviously wasn't happy with the way that the interaction ended.
So is that a formal discussion? A red light comes in.
It's just hey, what happened here? Let's
so you'd wander over to them and have a quick chat?
Yeah, over Slack.
Okay.
Sometimes it's ridiculous stuff, people wanting information disclosed to them that we just don't disclose, and sometimes you just have those customers. But one of another thing that I love about it, which is besides it being embedded in the emails, that you're able to customize it. So we actually looped in our design team. So similar to Glossier, we had some graphics.
Oh, I'd love to see, if you don't mind, before I go. I'd love to see, or send me if you could send me a quick screenshot. That'd be awesome.
So it's a person sleeping and either of a smiley face or a frowning face. And so it was an opportunity for the team also to be creative. Which isn't always the case in customer experience. So whenever there is something like that, we jump on it.
People jump on it, absolutely.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It's funny. I have so many conversations with people, and it sounds like such a small thing, the fact those icons are customizable. But I'm absolutely maintain there's no rule that says you can't have a bit of fun in business.
Yeah.
It's all so often so corporate and blah, blah, blah. So I think that, I know for a fact there's hundreds of our customers that have gone about doing this custom stuff.
Yeah.
And it helps to draw people in, it's engaging, it's on brand, all the rest of it, and it will get you more responses. I'm absolutely convinced
I agree with that. And I'm a stickler, everything should be on brand, down to the very last detail.
So.
And I think it shows effort on the brand part too for the customer, which is we put the time to make this on brand, and we appreciate your feedback instead of just throwing it on. So that was a really important element, at least for me, when making the decision.
What do your team think about it? Because on one side of the coin, they are being kind of monitored and almost big brothery.
Yeah.
How have they reacted to this?
It's been relatively good. So it's only been about 2 weeks. But we did kick off, hey, let's review these red star tickets. And so it's actually created an environment for us to interact more and discuss.
Oh, really?
Yeah, discuss,